So, check. Discover. One, two. Alright, gloves. No, no, no. I'm going to the bond here. No new gloves. Mask. No, no. 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 Oh, you got +1. Okay. So, with that one. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, duh. Let's keep going. There's 1, there's 3, that's 15. Nice. That one.
He thinks you've made marvelous improvements here.
This.
Revelio.
Poor Mary. A victim of her own greed. No matter what.
Mr. Radley, do you have a moment?
For you? Always. You're a hero around here.
What do you have for sale?
Give me something about that. When is the time going?
Top of the fridge, then zoomed outside again and off across the garden. Owls! Bellowed Uncle Vernon, the well-worn vein in his temple pulsing angrily as he slammed the kitchen window shut. Owls again? I will not have any more owls in my house. But Harry was already ripping open the envelope and pulling out the letter inside, his heart pounding somewhere in the region of his Adam's apple. Dear Mr. Potter, we have received intelligence that you performed the Patronus charm at 23 minutes past 9 this evening in a Muggle-inhabited area, and in the presence of a Muggle. The severity of this breach of the decree of the reasonable restriction of underage sorcery has resulted in your expulsion from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Ministry representatives will be calling to your place of residence shortly to destroy your warrant. As you have already received an official warning for a previous offense under Section 30 of the International Confederation of Wizards Statute of Secrecy, we regret to inform you that your presence is required at a disciplinary hearing of the Ministry of Magic at 9 a.m. on August 12th. Hope you all well, yours sincerely, Howard the Hobbit, in proper use of magic office, Ministry of Magic. Harry read the letter through twice. He was only vaguely aware of Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia talking in the vicinity. Inside his head, all was icy and numb. One fact had penetrated his consciousness like a paralyzing dart. He was expelled from Hogwarts. It was all over. He was never going back. He looked up at the Dursleys. Uncle Vernon was purple-faced, shouting, his fists still raised. Aunt Petunia had her arms around Dudley, who was retching again. Harry's temporarily stupefied brain seemed to reawaken. Ministry representatives will be calling at your place of residence shortly to destroy your wand. There was only one thing for it. He would have to run, now. Where he was going to go, Harry didn't know, but he was certain of one thing. At Hogwarts or outside it, he needed his wand. In an almost dreamlike state, he pulled his wand out and turned to leave.
Thank you for stopping by.
Where do you think you're going? Yelled Uncle Vernon. When Harry didn't reply, he pounded across the kitchen to block the doorway into the hall. I haven't
Pleasure to see you again.
boy.
Can't tell you how happy Marvel's daughter was to get that watch.
Said Harry quietly. You're going to stay here and explain how my son... If you don't get out of the way, I'm going to see you, said Harry, raising the wand. You can't pull that one on me, snarled Uncle Vernon. I know you're not allowed to use it outside that madhouse you call a school.
Oh, it's not there.
Has shut me out, said Harry, so I can do whatever I like. You've got 3 seconds. 1, 2... A resounding crack filled the kitchen. Aunt Petunia screamed, Uncle Vernon yelled and ducked. But for the third time that night, Harry was staring for the source of a disturbance he had not made. He spotted it at once. A dazed and muffled-looking barn owl was sitting outside on the kitchen sill, having just collided with the closed window. Ignoring Uncle Vernon's anguished yell of "Owls!" Harry crossed the room to run and wrenched the window open.
There's Ollivander's.
The owl stuck out.
I hope he can help me craft the keeper's wand.
Parchment was tied, shook its feathers, and took off the moment Harry had pulled off the letter. His hands shaking, Harry unfurled the second message, which was written very hastily and blotchily in black ink. Harry, Dumbledore's just arrived at the ministry, and he's trying to sort it all out. Do not leave your aunt and uncle's house. Do not do any more magic. Do not surrender your wand. Arthur Weasley. Dumbledore was trying to sort it all out. What should that mean? How much power did Dumbledore have to override the Ministry of Magic? Was there a chance that he might be allowed back to Hogwarts then? Perhaps a small shriek of hope burgeoned in Harry's chest, or did he be strangled by panic? How was he supposed to refuse to surrender his wand without doing magic? He had to deal with the Ministry representatives, and if he did that, he'd be lucky to escape Azkaban, let alone expulsion. His mind was racing. He could run for it, risk being captured by the Ministry, or stay put and wait for them to find his place. He was much more tempted by the form, of course, but he knew that Mr. Weasley had his best interests at heart. And after all, Dumbledore had sorted out much worse than Mr. Weasley. His best interests.
Hello, Mr. Ollivander.
Himself down at the
I wonder if you might be able to help me with something.
Good to see you, my young Ravenclaw friend. Allow me once again to express my family's gratitude. They were pleased to learn that the wand Richard Jackdaw disappeared those many years ago had been located, even if it was somewhat unusable.
Glad to hear it.
Now, I received an owl from Eleazar, Professor Fig. He was a bit cryptic, said you need to have a special wand crafted, that you'd bring me the materials.
Yes, sir. I have them here.
Oh, my. How extraordinary. Remarkable design. I will be honest, I have never crafted a wand in this fashion. Repaired broken wands, of course, but this is something else entirely. Keeping me on my toes, aren't you? I think I can work with what you brought me. Let me see what I can do.
Why have you been expelled? Because I did magic. Aha! Roared Uncle Vernon, slamming his fist down on the top of the fridge, which sprang open. Several of Dudley's low-fat snacks toppled out and burst on the floor. So, you admit it. What did you do to Dudley? Nothing, said Harry, slightly less calmly. That wasn't me. Was? Muttered Dudley unexpectedly, and Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia instantly made flapping gestures at Harry to quiet him while they both bent low over Dudley. Go on, son, said Uncle Vernon. What did he do? Tell us, darling, whispered Aunt Petunia.
It is done.
Pointed his wand at me, Dudley mumbled. Yeah, I did, but I didn't use. Harry began angrily. But shut up, roared Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia in unison. Go on, son.
I should warn you, I've never seen a wand like this before. My suspicion, as Professor Fig implied in his letter, is that it serves a unique purpose. I doubt you shall find much use for it otherwise.
Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia exchanged looks of utter horror. If their least favorite thing in the world was magic, closely followed by neighbors who cheated more than they did on the hosepipe band, people who heard voices were definitely in the bottom 10.
I'm afraid
They obviously
you're
thought
on your
was
own.
losing his mind.
I've ensured that we have a moment to ourselves.
Aunt Petunia, very white-faced.
Oh, come. No need for such theatrics.
He shuddered again.
In light of what Ranrock now knows, you must agree that our interests are aligned.
Our interests will never be aligned.
Mentors caused a person to relive the worst moments of their life.
You would let goblins take what is rightfully ours? The final repository belongs to wizard kind.
Said Uncle Vernon.
We would be fools not to work together.
voice he would adopt at the bedside of a very ill person.
What's that you've got there?
Tripped, said Dudley shakily. And then
Might this sudden visit to the wand maker have something to do with our mutual pursuit?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That repository is my birthright!
Charles Rookwood wouldn't have wanted you near it.
The arrogance. Should know better than to try and reason with a child. I've always said, children should be seen and not heard.
Voice restored to full and considerable volume as he straightened up. So, you put some crackpot spell on my son so he'd hear voices of it's too misery or something. Many times do I have to tell you, said Harry, temporary voice rising together. There was there was a couple of mentors. A couple of what's this? What's what? Mentors, said Harry slowly and clearly. 2 of them. And what the ruddy hell are Dementors? They guard the wizard prison. Azkaban, said I continually. 2 seconds reading silence followed these words, and then I continued to hand her out as though she had let slip a disgusting small word. What first was troubling as Harry's brain. Mrs. Fig was one thing, but she... He asked me astonishing. Uncle Julia quite appalled, so she glanced at Uncle Julia.
You know what? I do like that, man.
I heard an awful boy telling about years ago. She said, Jim, if you meet my mum and dad, saying things, said Uncle.
Oh, I like that look. I like that look.
It's astounding that she remembered this situation about the magical world for so long, when she usually put all her energies into materializing places. Uncle Vernon opened his mouth, closed it again, opened it once more, shut it, then, apparently struggling to remember how to talk, opened it for a third time and broke the words. So they actually exist. They, demented ones exist. Uncle Julian. Uncle Julian's government. Somebody was going to shout, April Fool! He opened his mouth again. Stared stunned by the entire power. Like a perfect animal. That man with the table causing all 3 of the Dursleys to jump and fight. Harry tore a second official of the man with the owl's beak, ripped it open as the owl swooped back out. Owls! Muttered Uncle Vernon, stumbling over to the window and slamming it shut. The cloud to the thumbs of the 22 minutes ago.
All right, here we go.
No more happy days for you.
Oh, I'm going to enjoy this.
To your knees. You made a great way to take care. Quite conductive,
Let me have it.
What are you for, John? No more happy days. I'll make you wish you were back at school. How delightful. I'm just warming up.
Hold still.
Impressive.
Expelliarmus. Revelio.
You should have joined me.
Stand and fight.
Rookwood don't go down easy.
What was that?
Arrest them.
Just the beginning. Coward.
Revelio.
And still no one was telling me what was going on.
I can't believe it. Rookwood's reign is finally over.
Why was
I
he
need to send an elf to Natty right away. For now, though, I need to get back to the map chamber and tell Fig what happened.
As he now had a sharp his toe to deal with and illustrate the pain in the rest of his body. Just as he went past the window, Hedwig saw
Revelio.
Outside, Harry snarled.
Accio.
Put that down, I've got work for you.
Aloha.
Large round, skins, the dead frog trapped in the heat. Here, said Harry, tying the scrolls to the stick. Take these straight to Sirius, Ron, and Hermione. Don't come back here.
Revelio.
Keep picking them till they've written decent length answers if you've got to. Understand? They gave a muffled hint. Get going then, said Harry. She took up immediately. Harry threw himself down onto his bed without undressing and stared at the dark ceiling. In addition to every other miserable feeling, he now felt guilty that he'd been irritable with Hedwig. She was the only friend he had at number 4 Privet Drive. But he'd make it up to her when she came back with Sirius's, Ron's, and Hermione's answers.
Revelio.
A Dementor attacking. He'd probably wake up tomorrow to 3 fat letters full of sympathy and plans for his immediate removal to the burrow. Sleeple, stifling.
Revelio.
But Hedwig didn't return next morning. Harry spent the day in its bedroom, leaving it only to go to the bathroom. 3 times that day, Aunt Petunia shoved food into his room through the cat flap Uncle Vernon had installed 3 summers ago. Every time Harry heard her approaching, he might as well have interrogated the doorknob for all the answers he got. Otherwise, the Dursleys kept well clear of his bedroom. Harry couldn't see the point of forcing his company on them. Another row would achieve nothing, except perhaps making him so angry he could...
Revelio.
So it went on for 3 whole days. Harry was filled alternately with restless energy that made him unable to settle to it, during which he paced his bedroom again, furious at the whole lot of them for leaving him to stew in this mess, and with a lethargy so complete but he could lie on his bed for an hour at a time.
Not the best place for an unaccompanied student.
Aching with dread at the thought of the ministry hearing. What if they were
Revelio!
What if was expelled? His wand was snapped in half. What would he do? Where would he go? He could not return to living full-time with the Dursleys, not now that he knew was it possible that he might be able to move into Sirius's house, as Sirius had suggested a year ago, before he had been forced to flee from the ministry himself? Would he be allowed to live there alone, given that he was still underage? Or would the matter of where he went next be decided for him? Would his breach of the international statute of secrecy be severe enough to land him in a cell in Azkaban? Whenever this thought occurred, Harry invariably slid off his bed and began to listen.
Revelio!
Harry was lying in one of his apathetic faces, staring at the ceiling, his exhausted mind quite blank, when his eye entered his bedroom. Harry looked slowly around at him. Uncle Vernon was wearing his best suit, "We're going out," he said. "Sorry? That is to say, your aunt, Dudley, and I are going out," said Harry dully, looking back at the ceiling. "You are not to
These
leave
rocks have seen better days. Revelio!
the television, the stereo, or any of our possessions. Right? You are not to steal food from the fridge. Okay. You do that." Uncle Vernon glared at Harry, clearly suspicious of this
Accio! Expelliarmus! Confringo!
To get up and turn on his bedroom light. The room grew steadily darker around him as he lay listening to the night sounds through the window he kept open all the time, waiting for the blessed moment when Hedwig returned. The empty house creaked around him. The pipes gurgled. Harry lay there in a kind of stupor, thinking of nothing, suspended in misery. And then, quite distinctly, he heard a crash in the kitchen below. He sat bolt upright, listening intently. The Dursleys could
Revelio!
much too soon, and in any case he hadn't heard them. There was silence for a few seconds. Then
Yeah, I did this. No, no.
he thought, sliding off the
28
bed.
minutes.
The burglars would keep their voices down, and whoever was moving around
Please
the
meet
kitchen
me as soon as possible.
There we
I
go.
received an interesting owl from Joanna Bicker about Harlow.
facing his bedroom door, listening with all his might. Next moment, he jumped as the lock gave a loud click and his door swung open. Harry stood motionless, staring through the open door at the dark.
Revelio!
Straining his eyes,
Confringo!
silently under his roof.
Revelio!
Shot upward into his foot. There were people standing in the shadowy hall, their silhouette against this green light glowing through the glass door, 8 or 9. All, as far as he could see, looking up at him. "Lower your wand, boy, before you take someone's eye out," said a low voice. Harry's heart was thumping uncontrollably. He knew that voice, but he did not lower his wand. "Professor Moody," he said uncertainly. "I don't know so much about professor," growled the voice. "Never got round to much teaching, did I? Get down here. We want to see you properly." Harry lowered his wand slightly, but did not relax his grip on it, nor did he move. He had very reason to be suspicious. He had recently spent 9 months in what he had thought was Mad-Eye Moody's company, only to find out that it wasn't Moody at all, but an imposter. An imposter, moreover, who had tried to kill Harry before being unmasked, but before he could make a decision about what to do next. A second, slightly hoarse voice floated upstairs. "It's all right, Harry. We've come to take you away." Harry's heart leapt. He knew that voice too, although he hadn't heard it for more than a year. Professor Lupin? He said disbelievingly. Is that you?
Just the person I was hoping to see.
In the dark, said a third voice. This one completely unfamiliar. A woman's. Lumos. A wand tip flared, illuminating the hall with magical light. Harry
I see Doran finally convinced you to leave the Snidgets.
If anyone can keep them out of poacher hands, it's the Centaurs. And I wanted to thank you. When the poachers ambushed us, it was nice not to face them alone.
Harry had said goodbye to him, and his robes
Of course. It's the sort of thing friends do for each other, isn't it?
I suppose so. I am glad you came to Hogwarts. It's already been my best year. I wouldn't want a repeat of Hauntel Hall, of course, but I did enjoy the Three Broomsticks. Had no idea how lovely it was there.
Had you never been to the Three Broomsticks?
I used to spend most of my time with Highwing. I don't know how Serona feels about the hippogriffs popping in for a butterbeer. Highwing's the only one I would have gone with. Or Gran, of course.
He had a deep, slow voice and wore a single gold loop in his ear.
Highwing is nice company, but perhaps it's time to add a few more friends to your circle.
I am starting to see the appeal of a few more friends. It was nice to talk about my parents and Gran with someone, and share Highwing.
Who had long, grizzled grey hair and a large chunk missing from his nose, was squinting suspiciously at Harry from his mismatched eyes. One of the eyes was small, dark, and
Does your Gran know that we found the Snidgets?
I couldn't hold it in any longer. I told her everything. She was livid that I'd been anywhere near the poachers, but she confessed that she was rather envious about the Snidgets.
It'd be a nice lookout if we bring back some Death Eater in person.
I don't suppose you've heard anything from your parents, have you?
I haven't, but I'm perfectly fine with that.
Unless anyone brought any
It has all been a pleasure, Poppy. Do try and stay out of trouble.
Don't know that I can. We've taken on poachers twice now, successfully. I rather think you've helped me develop a taste for it. And with centaurs as allies, I might actually go looking for trouble. You and I should meet for a butterbeer soon. Perhaps Highwing can join us?
Never you mind. You just keep your wand out of your back pocket. Elementary wand safety. Nobody bothers about it anymore. He stumped off toward the kitchen. And I saw that, he added irritably as the woman rolled her eyes at the ceiling. Lupin held out his hand and shook Harry's. He asked, looking at Harry closely. Fine. Harry could hardly believe this was real. 4 weeks with nothing.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Suddenly, a whole bunch of wizards were standing, reflecting in the house, as though this were a long-standing adventure. He glanced at the people surrounding him. They were still gazing avidly at him. He felt very conscious of the fact that he had not combed his hair for 4 days.
Are you ready to finish, Harlow?
You're really lucky the Dursleys are out, he mumbled. Lucky? Said the violet-haired woman. It was me.
I'm ready to finish Harlow once and for all. What is your plan?
I received an owl from Mrs. Bickle. She wondered if we were having any luck going after Harlow. Suggested we could gather evidence from a friend near Manor Cape.
But she warned us to stay out of it. Was rather adamant about it.
Precisely.
Harlow knows that we saved Archie, and that we rescued Mr. Ray. The letter didn't come from Mrs. Bickle, did it?
I do not believe it did. Harlow intends to ambush us.
But now we have the upper hand. We can prepare.
We are stronger than Harlow, and he knows it. That's why he's resorting to this sort of trickery. We must go.
Agreed. Let's finish this.
Brilliant. Hallow's reign ends today.
Perhaps we ought to inform Officer Singer of our plans.
I already sent her an owl to let her know that we were following a lead given to us by Mrs. Bickle.
Wait, I'm going the right way.
Are you concerned she might tell your mother?
Indeed she will, but so be it. I am tired of hiding it from her. My mother needs to understand that I will not be safe from the Ashwinders until everyone is. I shall pursue them until they are finished, and I think she knows that. As do you.
That I do.
First to be known by her surname only, finished Lupin. So much of your fool of a man had caught in Infandora, muttered Thomas. And this is Kingsley Shacklebolt. He indicated the tall black wizard who bowed. Elpheus Doge. The greasy-voiced wizard nodded. Daedalus Dibble? Let me fall. Said the excitable Dibble, dropping his top hat. Emily Vance. A stately-looking witch in an emerald green shawl inclined her head. Sturgis Potter. A square-jawed wizard with thick straw-colored hair winked. And Hestia Jones. A pink cheek like a rich weave from next to the toaster. Harry inclined his head awkwardly at each of them as they were introduced. He wished they would look at something other than him. It was as though he'd suddenly been ushered on stage. He also wondered why so many of them were there. A surprising number of people volunteered to come and get him, said Lupin.
Keep an eye out. Harlow is likely around here somewhere. I sense he is close.
Where is he?
I do not know. We should look around.
There we are.
No matter to me. No more happy days for you.
Pretending I can't help. You wait for that! Guess what's coming?
Let it display.
Little Nat Sayonai, innit? And her excruciatingly loyal companion. You two have done quite a bit of damage to my business interests. But I must grudgingly give you some credit. What was once a mere annoyance has become remarkably problematic. Fortunately, I pride myself on my problem-solving skills.
Cheers, said Moody.
Fight like a muggle.
So Kingsley Shacklebolt visited us. It's excellent, said the mysterious one. Anyway, you better
Cut me out!
This is Nettie, she added, as they entered Harry's bedroom and turned behind her. His room was certainly much messier than the rest of the house. Confined to it for 4 days in a very bad mood, Harry had not bothered tidying up after himself. Most of the books he owned were strewn over the floor, where he tried to distract himself with each in turn and thrown it aside. Edward's cage was cleaned out and started to smell, and his trunk lay open, revealing a jumbled mixture of muggle clothes and wizard's robes.
Are you sure you are up for a visitor? Yes, Mother. I feel fine, and it would do me good to see my friend. Very well, but do not overdo it, Natsai. I know, Mother.
Purple's really my colour, she said pensively, tugging at a lock of spiky hair. Do you think it makes me look a bit peaky? said Harry.
It is good to see you, my friend.
I'm glad to see you're doing so well.
I am doing better than it appears. I am only here because my mother insisted, just to be safe. I was relieved when she told me that you were all right.
How did you do that? Said Harry, gaping at her as she opened
Only
her
because
eyes.
of you. How are you feeling?
Well, I've had better days, but Nurse Blaney says that I am on the mend.
I'm sorry, Natty. It's my fault you got hurt.
What? No. Do not blame yourself for this. The moment that I saw Hollow aim his wand at you, well,
Marks in concealment and disguise during oral training without any study at all.
You quickly made the choice to protect me.
I did what I had to, and I would do it again. I could not simply stand there and let you get hurt.
Then I shouldn't feel guilty.
Of course not. There was nothing that you... Oh. Oh my. I cannot believe that it took me this long to see it. He made a choice. Based on instinct, my father, you, my friend, are no more to blame for my injuries today than I am to blame for my father's sacrifice years ago.
From what I know of him, it seems there's a lot of your father in you.
That's very kind of you to say. I hope that you are right. This has all been a bit much, hasn't it? Taking down Harlow and the rest of Rookwood's lot. But we have done it. Rookwood is dead, Harlow is on his way to Azkaban, and the rest of them are on the run. A few of the dregs will still be about, fighting for their lost cause. But Rookwood's enterprise has fallen apart.
Everything is safer now because of us. Because of you.
Thank you, but we make a formidable team. You, my fellow traveler, have enriched my time at Hogwarts beyond anything I could have imagined. Thank you. I believe your friendship to be one of the most important in my life. Thank you for coming to visit me. It is always good to see you.
My mum's got this knack of getting stuff to pick itself in neatly.
Revelio.
But I've never mastered how she does it. She flicked her wand. One of the socks here. This one. Flop back on top of the mess within. Oh, said Tonks, slamming the trunk's lid shut. And this is all in. I could do with a bit of cleaning too. Stretching by. She pointed her wand at the head of its stage. A few feathers and droppings. Well, that's a bit better. I never quite got the hang of these sort of householdy spells. Right, got everything? Cauldron? Broom? Fire? Oh, fireball? Her eyes widened as they felt the broomstick in Harry's right hand. It was his pride and joy, a gift from Sirius, an international standard broomstick. And I'm still riding a Comet 260, said Tonks enviously.